Now with my bouquet and the bridesmaids bouquets, we went with a vendor called Orcadia. They're based in Osu. And actually one of my bridesmaids who lives in Ghana, she's the one that found Orcadia for me. She called around a few different floral places and we ended up going with Orcadia. Initially I had an idea of what I wanted my roses to be, but once you get pricing, it's per stem. You decide, okay, maybe I don't want 10 white roses, I want 5. And actually with my bouquet, on my wedding dress there was a beautiful crystal belt detail, and it was a separate belt that the lady who did my alterations actually ended up stitching onto the dress, because I didn't want the excess ribbon from the belt, you know, hanging at the back of my dress. So I got it cut and I kept it, and it had these beautiful little crystals at the end of the belt detail. So the florist or the people who did the bouquet ended up wrapping it around the stem, and that's what I had around the stem of my roses, and it was just a beautiful touch. And honestly, in total for the flowers, it was a really good deal. I didn't actually end up spending that much, and I paid like a deposit at the beginning, and then we paid the rest upon collection of the flowers on the day. Now with our cake, we went with Cakes Indulgence GH, and I found them on Instagram. Actually my bridesmaid who's in Ghana found them. There was a few that she mentioned to me. I went on their Instagram page, checked them out, contacted a couple of them, and honestly the prices they were quoting for cakes, I was just like, what? I don't even like cake, and I'm not a sweet tooth, so I said there's no way we're paying that much for a cake. So we ended up going with Cakes Indulgence. The price that they ended up quoting us for our 3-tier cake was half the price of what some of the other cake vendors were asking for the exact same cake, because what I did was I sent the picture of the cake that I wanted, and then they gave me a quote based on the picture, and the prices were so different. At the end of the day, it's cake, you're going to eat it, and that's it. So Cakes Indulgence did a fantastic job. They literally did the cake to a T from the picture that I sent. That's all she had. So I was so impressed by that. Honestly, when I saw the cake, I was blown away. And prior to the wedding, she actually did samples of the different flavors of the cake for us. There was like 4 or 5 samples. We ended up going with red velvet. The cake was so good. Like I said, I don't like cake. I don't really eat cake, but I ate that cake. It was so good. Okay, so onto transportation. Another thing you can end up spending a lot of money is on the cars that you hire for the wedding. Honestly, when we looked at those prices, we were just like, nah, it's not worth it. So hubby ended up contacting a friend, and he ended up loaning us his car for the day, and he gave us a driver, and he came and picked me, my mom, and my dad up from the hotel, and we rode together to the venue. Now with the bridesmaids, we hired a car for them. So we hired only one car. Hubby sorted out whatever the guys came in. He really didn't care. So yeah, with the cars, keep in mind in Ghana, those car hire prices can be ridiculous. And then if you want like luxury cars, your Bentleys, your Rolls Royce, be prepared to spend a lot of money. So like I said, put the money in where you feel you want to and it's necessary. In other places, you don't have to, and you can definitely be smart with how you spend the money for the wedding. Another thing you have to think about is your MC and your DJ. Now with our DJ, Jandel organized a DJ for us, and it's someone that they use for weddings when the bride and groom request a DJ, so that was sorted. It wasn't a big deal. If you're big on your music though, you know, you'll probably want to find the right DJ, but for us, we knew regardless the music was going to be good. It's Ghana. They play all the right songs, Shatawale, Stonebwoy, Sako Die, whatever else that we're jamming to at Christmas time. That's what they're going to be playing at the reception. With the MC prices are getting really high in Ghana as well, because you know, people are spending money on their weddings in Ghana, so they're charging upwards of like 2,000 cedis for the day. So with the MC, once again, hubby being the people's person and knowing everybody, he ended up working that out. And the guy who did our MCing was actually quite good. We met him prior to the wedding at our pre-wedding photo shoot. He got to know us, he got to get a sense of who we were, he made suggestions, and everything went smoothly on the day. So once again, shop around for MCs, because there are MCs who do big weddings in Ghana high profile weddings, so their prices are a lot higher. And then there are MCs who also work a lot and maybe are not necessarily doing the big gigs, but they're good at what they do, so their prices are not, you know, as high. And he also made suggestions for, you know, things that he wanted to maybe do or say on the day. I was a bit hesitant to some of them, but at the end of it all, you know, I kind of just went with the flow and everything worked out really well. I was really pleased with him by the end of the night, and hubby and I became really cool with him as well. He had really positive feedback about our wedding, and you know, he said as a bride and groom, you know, we're one of the best couples that he's worked with in terms of how our relationship is, because you know, obviously he's worked with so many couples, so he can really see what's going on between the two, if there's discord, if there's harmony. So that was really good. Okay, so then that takes us to, you know, our attire. So wedding dress, you know, suits, that kind of thing. You all know that I bought my dress in Aussie here, and then I took it with me to Ghana. I got an amazing deal. It was the third dress I tried. As soon as I put it on, it was perfect. It was very different from what I thought I wanted. I thought I wanted tulle and organza and big and poofy and this. I ended up going with lace. It was simple, it was elegant. I felt like a princess. I felt so beautiful in that dress. The price was about half the price of some of the other dresses that we were looking at. Paid it off over a course of I think 6 to 8 months. Got the dress like 2-3 months before the wedding. I think the important thing with wedding dresses though is to know your body, know your shape, and know what silhouette will work for you. For me, I know I have a smaller upper body, big hips. I always wanted something, you know, form-fitting that would accentuate my curves. I knew I wanted a strapless because I love showing my shoulders and my décolletage. And I knew that I didn't want too much jewelry. As you saw, I didn't have anything on except a bracelet, which my mum bought for me as her gift to me. And then my veil. I actually didn't want a veil in the beginning, but when I tried the veil on, when I was trying the wedding dress, it like completed the look, and I understood why the veil is part of the look. It was absolutely beautiful. The dress was ivory and it was some beautiful lace. I can't remember the name of it. And the veil matched the lace on the dress, so everything just blended and meshed in perfectly. And in terms of traveling with the dress, I let the airline know. They made a note on it on my ticket, so when I was ready to board the plane, they knew that I was traveling with a dress. They took it for me. They actually hung it up, I think, in business class for me, so it was taken care of. But I wasn't allowed my 7 kilos carry-on because the dress was the carry-on. But yeah, it kept everything intact, and it traveled all the way with me to Ghana in one beautiful piece. Didn't have the issue of having it in a bag gets lost, this and that. It was with me the whole time, because obviously you don't want to have an issue with a misplaced wedding dress. That would be the worst. So that's something to keep in mind if you're traveling with your dress. Now hubby had his suit and all the groomsmen suits made for them. He has a tailor over there who made all the suits. They were perfect. As you all know, he's a shoe designer. He owns his own men's shoe line, so he had all the shoes for the guys custom made for the wedding as well. Now with my bridesmaids dresses, my best friend actually got me onto a website called Azazi. They focus specifically on bridesmaids dresses. They have all different styles, pretty much every color in the book. So I just went through and I decided what I want. I wanted lace included in mine because my dress was lace. So you can buy like their standard sizing, or they can custom make it based on the measurements. So I got the measurements for my bridesmaids, and then sent it in, and they made the dresses. They got delivered here, and then I gave one of the dresses to my bridesmaid who lives here in Australia, and the other one I gave to two of my friends who ended up traveling to Ghana for the wedding. They brought the bridesmaid's dress along with my shoes, my clutch, and a few other things they brought for me. That was pretty straightforward. The quality of the dresses were absolutely beautiful, and obviously they are a reputable online store. I checked out a lot of reviews. There were customers who had bought for them. They'd sent in their review and pictures of them wearing the dresses and that kind of thing. So that's a good place to look for your bridesmaids dresses. And then for hair and makeup, obviously that's another place you can spend a lot of money. I ended up going with Margie, who I found her on Instagram. I'd been following her for like a year or so before that. You obviously saw her in the friend tag video that I did here on my channel. So I booked with her well, you know, ahead of time, secured the date, because makeup artists are very busy in Ghana, especially in the Christmas period. So yeah, that was sorted. I met up with her prior to the wedding. We discussed what I wanted my makeup to look like. She gave suggestions, and she showed up on the day and she slayed all our faces. She did a fantastic job. She brought an assistant to help her as well, so that all went smoothly. I was initially going to do my own hair, but yeah, Margie ended up helping me. I kind of decided what I wanted the style to look like, and she pinned and sprayed and did what she did. But she is solely a makeup artist, but she did that for me, which was really sweet of her. And then the last thing I want to cover is hotels. That's an area where it can get quite expensive, especially if you want to like book for the whole wedding weekend. I looked at so many hotels, Movenpick, African Regent, Holiday Inn. The prices were so crazy, like per night, and they charged in US dollars. So when I converted to Australian dollars, it was even more. So I had to move away from what I wanted initially. Ended up finding La Villa Boutique, which is in Osu. The interior of these hotel rooms are just stunning. Definitely my type of feel, very earthy, kind of rustic. It has a villa feel. It's not a huge hotel, but the customer service, from the front desk to the people who serve you, the restaurant there, they were amazing. They gave us an amazing deal once we got to know the manager there. Abby, I think was her name. Thank you, Abby. She hooked us up. We ended up staying for 4 days because my birthday was on the Sunday after the wedding. Yeah, the price was awesome. The service was amazing. When we came back to the hotel after the day was done, they had done a beautiful arrangement of rose petals and candles in our room. The sink was filled with scented water, and it was beautiful. It made for a fantastic wedding night. So they did an awesome job. So definitely shop around for your hotels if you're staying at a hotel for the weekend. They actually also let us do our pre-wedding photo shoot there as well, at no additional cost. They let us use one of the rooms in there to take pictures, and then the grounds. They were just awesome, like a real kind of family type feel. Once they get to know you, because it's not a huge place, they really take care of you, which is what you want, you know, for your wedding weekend. After the wedding, we were frequent there. We went there for Valentine's Day dinner. You know, we were there for breakfast almost every Sunday. Their buffet breakfast, mwah, it's so good. I missed their pineapple, was so fresh. Hey, the pineapple was fresh. So La Villa Boutique, definitely check them out as an option if you're, you know, looking for hotels in Ghana. Not necessarily for your wedding, but just as a hotel to stay at. Okay guys, so I think that's it. So I think that's all the stuff that I want to share with you guys. With most of the vendors, all my communication was via WhatsApp. That instant chat works a lot better, so I would just message them, you know, if I thought about something, if I needed them to answer a question for me, and they were pretty good with the communication all the way up until the wedding. Another thing I would suggest as the bride is if you have like a girlfriend in Ghana, or a sister, a cousin, someone who you can trust to follow up on things with, I would definitely say get them involved. My bridesmaid Jennifer lives in Ghana, so if I wanted her to clarify something, follow up on something, I would communicate with her and she'd call or go to the place and that kind of stuff. So it just made everything, you know, fairly smooth all the way up to the wedding. And as you all saw, everything came together so beautifully. The day was perfect. It was the best day of our lives. We had such a sense of accomplishment, you know, at the end of the night, like we actually did this. We pulled it off because we had been planning for a year. We'd been talking about it for a few years. Finally, you know, it was happening. The day came. We enjoyed it. It went by way too quickly, as wedding days do. Our families were happy. They were proud of us. So it was a beautiful day all in all. So I really hope this video was useful for you future brides out there, or brides to be who are planning your weddings in Ghana. Thank you so much guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and also subscribe as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. I love Jay. Take you, Joseph and Joseph, to be my husband.
I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a symbol of our marriage.
With my body, I honor you.
With my body, I honor you.
All that I have, I share with you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
In the name of God,
In the name of God,